Scully comes by Mulder's place and finds it's covered with the pictures from Mostel's apartment, but no Mulder. No, Mulder's actually in that guy's apartment, looking around. Oh my God, he's been possessed by the Grinch. So that's why he tried to steal Christmas. Mulder decides to start doing some sculpting of his own. As he's resting, though, someone shows up. Mulder tries to chase him down but gets knocked off the platform, and the figure escapes. When Scully arrives, she learns he shut off his cell phone because, he likes carrying around a brick with him, I suppose. Mulder insists whatever attacked him, it wasn't a person. And based on the silhouette, it did look kind of like Nosferatu.
Whatever attacked me wasn't a person.
Well, did you actually see it? Mulder, maybe you're just seeing what you want to see.
What makes you think I would want to see that?
It's a phenomenon called perceptual expectations. You ever seen a person out of the corner of your eye, perhaps sitting in a chair or standing against the wall, and it turns out to be just a pile of clothes or something else? It's your brain using context to put what you're expecting to see there. Scully tells him that Patterson is indeed the one who asked Skinner to assign Mulder to this case, probably as some kind of test, but he just drives off. So she goes to confront Patterson. He says this isn't being done for any kind of a petty reason. He just wants to see the case closed for good. And Mulder, he'll do it if he's given free rein, and possibly a few porn mags to fill the downtime. On the way, she spots a blade stuck in a tire. It turns out the cop car drove over a box cutter, likely the murder weapon. While Scully noodles on that, Mulder goes to ask Mostel why the thing didn't kill him. It had him dead to rights. There is no answer to that. You don't find it. It finds you. Just like an agent. CSI calls Scully in about the box cutter. Seems there's prints on it. Mulder's prints. But that doesn't make sense. If he was handling evidence, he'd know to wear gloves. Of course, if he was killing somebody, he'd know to wear gloves. She's going to have to check this evidence out.
There's a table up front?
That's okay. You can just put it on the floor.
We went to a lot of trouble for this set after all. Let's make good use of it. Sure enough, it's gone, and to top it off, Skinner calls to see her. There's a general sense that, yeah, this is kind of bad, but not a whole lot you can do. Mulder be crazy. To demonstrate, he's attacked, sees Patterson looking down on him in judgment, and then stabs the monster, only to reveal it's all just a dream. Well, I mean, not all of it, just, that last bit. Otherwise, it'd be a pretty shite episode if this was all just Mulder's dream. Although, then again, maybe that should have been the final episode, shouldn't it? Turns out Mulder's in a straitjacket in an asylum, looking at a snow globe like St. Elsewhere. Well, Mulder looks around and finds a severed arm, a fresh one. A phone soon rings, and Mulder answers it, and it's Scully. She's rather confused, though, on account of she didn't call Mulder's phone. She called the one of Patterson's lackey, because he left a message for her, and, this is not looking good, is it? I mean, granted, the whole missing arm thing was kind of a red flag, but really, I'd be pretty worried at this point. Well, one thing I have to admit is that it seemed early on fairly obvious that Patterson was the killer. Mulder's whole, you got to get into the mind of the monster sort of thing kind of tipped it very early, so much so that after a while, when they called back to the fact that Patterson's lackey was bitten, that it all of a sudden plants the idea in your head, wait a minute, maybe it jumped into him through the bite, and he's actually been the killer the whole time. Only, no, can't be that, because that guy is the one underneath the freshest gargoyle statue that there is. Seems that that's his arm over there. So, I mean, that would be one hell of a trick. He could pull most of this stuff off, but I don't see how he's going to be able to mold clay around himself without any arms.
Mulder, what are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
That's a very good question, actually. But he notices something, the clay all over Patterson's hands. It is him, and the reason he went to Skinner was that the part of him that knew what it was he was doing also knew that Mulder could catch him. Only Scully arrives and naturally assumes that the guy acting crazy and now pointing a gun at someone he has an intense dislike for might be the bad guy in this situation. Well, the confusion allows Patterson to escape, forcing the two to try to hunt him down. Determined, isn't he? Mulder's forced to shoot him before Patterson can finish him off, but fortunately it's not fatal, though this leaves Patterson in a cell in the end, a gargoyle face sketched on his wall, while he insists he didn't kill anybody. It wasn't him. Aren't you listening, you dumbasses? Reading this one is hard. It's frequently called an underappreciated episode, and I can certainly see why. I personally do appreciate ones where the X-Files subverts expectations and has a mundane solution. I mean, I like SF, fantasy, and other stuff beyond the known, but it's also nice to see times when, without attempts to intentionally deceive, that seemingly inexplicable events wind up having a mundane solution. I don't mean like the Scooby-Doo let's find out who's pretending to be a ghost thing. I mean, what at first blush seems like a preternatural situation actually has a very rational explanation to it. I think that sort of thing can actually make things more believable in the end, if not everything is fantastical. And I also appreciate the approach they take to this episode, has Mulder operating where we've often been told that he excels, but we don't typically see because he's chasing after Bigfoot and aliens. The desire to convey Mulder's descent into madness and its method are well executed. But nevertheless, the episode needed to be sort of an inverse roller coaster, in that with so many of the quiet moments there needed to be more lifting for my taste to avoid them becoming a bit on the dull side. For that reason, I can't quite go with a recommended rating and instead give it a fine. Kurtwood Smith demonstrates his skill as a character actor in the role of Patterson. I mean, that role could have broken this episode with a lesser actor trying to do something with the material he has, but this is a masterclass in how to take a part like that, and I mean, it's like a fine wine with character and subtleties to it. Duchovny, of course, does great conveying Mulder's teetering on the brink of madness. Overall, Grotesque did a lot more with what could have been a pretty by-the-numbers idea, and it had just taken a little more to take it to the next level, I think.
All hail the Overlord! All hail the Overlord!
But why male models?
You serious? I just told you that a moment ago.